Here with Mason Manville. Mason, thanks for taking the time to weigh in with me today. Uh, Had a really nice run at the Open. Haven't seen you compete in a little while. I think you were nicked up just before the Farrell.
hmm
Can you tell me, what your mindset was coming into the tournament?
Uh, I was really just calm. Going in, I just all I wanted to do was just wrestle and have fun and do my best, wrestle as hard as I could for each match, and just let the chips fall where they may. Uh, Obviously, I wanted to make national team and world team, but I expect you expect that level of like you expect that out of you, but you can't guarantee anything. So that's like the kind of dilemma I had. So, but yeah, no, it was fun. It was great. I just came in there ready to scrap and have fun. So
Now, you've faced a bunch of these guys a lot in your training.
yeah.
How does that factor into your game plan? Do you have a game plan for each guy based on what you've experienced, or is it just the guys who you think you're close with?
Um, so for me, I don't really let people like change up my style. Really, I like to just go in there and grind and heavy hands and wrestle through positions, but. Uh, you make slight deviations. You don't walk into their strengths. You place you do smart wrestling, but no, there's no like I'm not gonna change my whole style just for you. Like that's
Right.
if you did that, you wouldn't be able to like know who you are and like get your base and get what know what you're strong at. You'd just be worried about everyone else, and that doesn't help you any.
Totally. So you're walking through the tournament and you get to the finals. Do you like the best two out of three format?
Yeah, I think it's a good format. Uh, it's a very because you can't sometimes you have a bad match like you really need to know who is the best, so a 2 out of 3 is fine by me. It sounds it's perfect.
Now you ended up winning two different, totally different. To me, it looked like different approaches. One was a high scoring affair, close. The other one was low scoring, close. Did you want to switch it up, or is that just how it materialized?
Just how really I didn't change up my style at all. I had my style, my game plan was just don't keep my arms close to my body, don't let be a little bit more hunched over than I would normally be, so I could really catch his quick level changes for his ducks and his high dives, and just go tire out that one arm with my 2-on-1. But that was if you looked at the technique on each match, it's the same technique, same game plan. It's just matches. Even if you come in with the same game plan, like matches are different each time.
Totally.
You can never expect the same exact thing to happen. So yeah, no, that just happened.
Just
The
happened. Two
points
zero
happened.
nine eight. It's just wrestling.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind when you're in a close match like that? 1 point, 2 point match in the finals. Are you thinking, or are you just flowing?
Uh, it's the best way to it's I was probably that's probably the closest I've ever been to like pure flow state where you're just going through, and you it's almost like you have two voices. Like for me, it's almost like I have two voices going on in my head. I've got like this voice that just repeats like positive phrases into my head, and the other one's like this strategy voice where I'm just like thinking of the techniques and what I need to do, and and it was just mellow and perfect. I just kept hearing good things. For the first match, even though it was close, I wasn't worried. I felt like I was controlling the match. I felt stronger. I felt like I was the one taking holds. I was the one pushing the action. So yeah, I wasn't worried. Like it wasn't being down when I got down 8-6. It wasn't a big deal. I was like, all right, well, score. Like there's
Right.
no big deal. Just keep going forward. That you can't control everything, so you just gotta go forward and score points.
I'm going to get to that mentality of embracing the competition because a lot of guys, they want to win or they know they're going to lose, but living in that gray area of competition, being confident is something I'm going to bring back up a little later. but I don't want to pass it by. What makes you so good at Greco?
Uh, I don't know. Uh, that's such a weird question.
Isn't it? It's a little weird, right?
Um, I don't really see it as being good at just Greco. I love all of wrestling. You know, like I said in a bunch of the interview right after my finals match, wrestling's wrestling. You know, and really, all combat sports are the same. It's the same philosophy. You impose your will onto someone else. You know, whether that be out punching him in boxing or out wrestling him in Greco or freestyle or whatever. That all you have to do is know skills and use them in creative ways and just keep going. You know, and just find a way to impose your will. That's all you have to do. Like that's the basis of all wrestling and all combat sports. So
Got it. Now, in prehistory, when I was wrestling freestyle and Greco, all my coaches told me Greco is where the best athletes are. Have you ever heard this phrase and you have any opinion on it?
kind of like when people ask me what Greco, like wrestling Greco is like, uh, I say it. Imagine playing chess while also doing powerlifting and CrossFit. Like that, it's like that much of a physical and mental strain. Like your legs will be dead, but like your mind's more tired than your head is. Because if you leave your arm open for 1 second, that arm's getting taken off by an arm spin. You know, if you leave your head, start leaning forward and leave your head open, you're getting headlocked. Like you have to be smart and you have to be strong and able to wrestle through everything. You can't take a break. You can't take a break on parterre. You can't take a break on your feet because one false move, you're getting thrown through the air or lifted and thrown again. Like it's inches. Like it's a game. Greco, it's probably more of a game of inches than either of the other two styles. Because if you mess up, you're giving up 5 points immediately. So
Right? It's flying lessons. I guess, I mean, from my own memory and watching kids now, it's the upper body constant pummeling or attacking or touching. Freestyle, you can kind of back out of there a little bit, but it seems like Greco, you're constantly,
yeah, if you that especially with these new rules, if you break contact like push away
yeah,
or do anything like that, like that's against that they'll warn you. Like they want you to be constantly contacting, and it's not just upper body; it's a full body workout. You gotta engage your core to
yeah.
dig through underhooks. You gotta drive with your legs. It is a very demanding form of wrestling. So very very physically demanding.
So you've been out at the Olympic Training Center now for almost a year. Is that right?
Yeah, I right now I'm actually in my apartment in State College,
Oh,
PA. I actually so the month before the Olympic trials, I actually spent very little time doing just Greco work. I've been doing a lot of freestyle with the Nittany Lion guys in the Nittany Lion wrestling club. So yeah,
okay.
it's
So are you done then in Colorado? Or are you going to be completely in State College for training?
uh this will be my home base, but until like camps and stuff start happening.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, but yeah, I'm school starts soon, starts in a couple months. So
So what happens with school and world team trials? Will you be in summer school or
I was planning on being in summer school. I don't know what's gonna happen now.
okay.
I still have to talk
Well,
to
hold on, we just
Casey
froze up. Can you
Cunningham.
say that one more time? Still have to talk.
I have to talk to Coach Sanderson and Coach Cunningham about uh, what the plan is for that.
Okay.
It changes my summer plans quite a bit, but it's a good
In a
change.
good way, right? In a good way.
It's,
So this success you're having right now, does it influence how you feel about your time at the Olympic Training Center, or do you feel this way whether or not you had such a good run at the Open?
I'm just positive right now. There's nothing. I'm just cool. Like it's I just, I'm grateful for the opportunities I had at the Olympic Training Center, but, this is my school. I'm super excited to start Penn State in the next couple of months, start school. I'm ready to get learning. I'm ready to, jump into the Army, ROTC program,
Yeah.
and, just start school and start being, a Penn State athlete. So I'm excited.
Does the ROTC start in September?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do they have any rules as far as the next few years? And do you have a tentative plan over the next Olympic cycle and college cycles?
Yeah, I have a tentative plan. But it's kind of not exactly fly by the seat of my pants. But it's very fluid. I have to I'm constantly in contact with the people that are important to me, like my coach, the coaches here, the WCAP coaches, and the ROTC program. I'm constantly calling them, texting them, emailing them, trying to figure out what's going on. So, and I feel like that's not going to change for the next couple of years. I'm going to be talking to them constantly about what I need to do, when I need to do it, and how I need to do it, and good. So I'll be doing that.
Okay.
So that's the plan. That's the best way to describe my plan. I have a general idea, but I have to listen to the people that are important to me and that are guiding me.
So does it look like your first year will be a redshirt year?
No idea.
No idea. Okay. And the ROTC allows for an Olympic break in enrollment, or does that still have to be discussed?
Still has to be discussed. The Penn State ROTC program here has been very good to me, very kind to me, and I feel like they're willing to work with me. I don't know how the Army, like the corps, cadet corps, is how lenient they are. So we'll see what happens when it comes. Like, I'm not worried. I'm in the best situation I can be right now. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to take it one step at a time and get my plan, more set in stone each day, and just, keep doing the right things.
Okay. Now, last time I talked to you, I don't know if it was where the computer was, but can you compare your living situation here versus in Colorado Springs?
Oh, I got right now. I'm in my kitchen.
Okay.
That's my room behind me.
Oh, so that's why it looks small.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, no, it's a good situation. It's a nice little apartment, so I can't complain, and it's all good. I had to find it by myself, and but no, it's good. It's a good little situation I have. I'm close to Penn State, so I can train, and just doing my job, just living each day.
So you've demonstrated your commitment to this mental strength of competition just by going out to the Olympic Training Center. To me, I mean, a lot of guys don't want to make that choice. Tell me a little bit about going into the Penn State room or the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club room. And I've talked to guys who are national champions who said that integration is it's tough the first semester there. What's been going on, and how do you mentally stay strong?
I'm not. I don't expect to be welcomed in with open arms right away. As far as like team goes. Because they don't. A lot of them I haven't been in that close of proximity for a long period of time. Like, everyone's friendly, so they're all great people. I can't say anything bad about them. Like, they're awesome. But
I didn't mean like in the social realm. I meant like getting takedowns.
No, it for like strength of mind kind of thing. I got no worries. Like, I know there's a process, so I'm not worried about it at all. I know that get better a little bit each day, and things will turn out the right way. And things are already turning out the right way. Made a world team wrestling with for training for a month in my future college room.
Who's your primary workout partner there for Greco?
No one really. I just
wrestling.
I just wrestle. So everyone here has been after practice has been they've been willing to like go Greco with me for a little bit just to keep my the skills sharp. But really, like I said, wrestling's wrestling, and you can like you can practice your your throws and your underhooks and your 2-on-1 positioning in freestyle and folk style. It's a little bit different, but you
Right.
know people make excuses about not about, oh, I don't have time to practice this or this. I'm like, yes, you do. Every time you can wrestle, you can practice some form of like Greco freestyle skill in your folk style. You can bring folk style into freestyle. Like there's no excuse to like not be able to train your skills.
And they're total compliments to each other, if you ask me. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
What's your mindset going into the room to practice at the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club? Like, are you going every day with something different? Like, I'm going to work on technique today, or I'm going to go hard, or is there? What's your approach to
Uh,
practice?
I go in kind of with a bit with really basic. Just I'm gonna work as hard as I can, and I'm gonna you know get the most out of myself. So it's really basic. And then once coach tells us the practice plan, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my best at that. Like I'm going down the list. I'm like, I need all that, and I need to work, as hard as I can, get as much out of the technique, get as much out of the conditioning, out of the live. Like so, I go in there, stating that I want to get better. As far as specifics, as soon as coaches say what the practice plan is, I'm like, okay, that's what I want to get better at. Like that whole section of what they say. So
I see. Now, you could have gone to pretty much any college in the country, right? They would be happy to have you on the wrestling team. What drew you to the toughest practice room and the best team in the country?
um, what drew me here is the like a lot of the other schools had like one or two really good things that stood out. Penn State had all those things plus I'm like that's the easiest way to explain it. Penn State is like they fully supported me going Greco. Other places probably wouldn't have, and they're proud of me, and they're right now they're trying to do whatever they can within NCAA regulations to help me.
Uh huh.
So I'm just eternally grateful for even just the short month I've already gotten with them, and for the next couple of years I'm ready to like do my best for them. I know they'll do the same for me, so I'm at peace with everything. So
Which coaches are closest to you in weight? Is it
uh,
Cody?
pro- Cody Sanderson and Casey Cunningham are the coaches like above and below me.
Are you,
So
will they go Greco with you? Because they don't have a background. I'm just curious.
yeah, me
Yeah.
and that was actually my, if you want to call my main partner, that Coach Cody Sanderson was my Greco partner for the last like 2 weeks before trials. He would just like play wrestle and pummeling Greco with me, and he says he fived me, but
Oh,
that's a lie. He got like one gut wrench on me at the end
have,
of practice. So,
have you fived him?
no, I haven't fived him because he's a little bit smaller than me, but I
Okay.
have arm spinned him a lot.
Yeah.
He's gotten the back end of my arm spin a couple times. So
Nice. He's getting a little older too. I'm sure it's kind of. I'm not in any way giving him a hard time. I'm just saying like it's not a fresh technique for him, right? That's anyway. Before he stops talking to me, I'll move on. So where do you get your competitive drive?
I don't know. I just
Parents, yourself? I mean, developed it. Where does this come from? This you got a serious drive, like top 1/10 of 1%.
I think my dad instilled it in me, and then it was through my nature that I I like create it got bigger. I enjoy the fighting, the whole. I love wrestling. I love scrapping. I love doing all of this. It's just a great time. Like the wrestling room is where if I'm bored or I need to like do something, I'll just go to the wrestling room and hang out there. Like that's really is my sanctuary, and I love the wrestling room. I love, you know, just being by the thing that, you know, has helped me out through life a lot, and I'm happy with it. So I just love, you know, the sport, and I just like to do it. So why would I not want to win at something I love? You know, so I just want to keep going.
Do you love anything else as much as wrestling?
God, above
Okay.
that, but anything else, I can't quite put any on my family.
Okay.
That's about
I wasn't sure if you're
about
like a
you
whiz
know
at
th-
ping
those,
pong or something, or
you know those old school Jeff Jordan shirts, God Family Wrestling.
or that's you.
That's pretty much me.
Okay. All right. Um, what's your relationship with weight cutting like?
uh, just a thing, you know. I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, how much are you going up between competitions? Are you cutting a
I,
lot? Is it
I try
suffering?
I try to stay like 8 to 10 when I'm not like a couple weeks before competition, and then get down to like 6, like for the week or two before, like a week and a half before the trials. I was 8, and then the week of I got down to 6 pounds over, and then went from there. Like I left state college at like 6 pounds over, and it wasn't that bad of a cut.
Can I ask you what you weigh now?
Probably about 175.
Okay. All right. Um, freestyle, folk style, Greco. Do you ever have a mental freeze going back and forth between the styles?
Never a mental freeze, but I do sometimes, like the technique. Like in my finals match, I was like, man, his leg is really close. I could probably leg sweep that leg.
Okay.
Like part of me had to say, don't do it. So it was that.
Got it. So it's just a flicker sometimes, or you're
Yeah,
like, or in a different
like
match, it could be.
you're like, oh, I like that leg. So kind of that kind of thing. Like,
Got
you
it.
know, oh, I want to do a gut. He's so open for a gut wrench right now. Like
Right.
stuff like that. Fun.
Okay.
Like it's just fun.
Got it. If you could write a script for yourself next 10 years, have you thought about it in your head?
Script for myself.
You like, I'm gonna be a 4-time national champion. I'm gonna have an Olympic red shirt. I'm gonna win. I mean, you have.
I got big goals. I don't like, telling people because I like to keep them into my head, and I like to visualize a lot by myself and just repeat them in my head. But I like to keep them personal.
Are they written down, or in your phone, or no?
No, I got them in my head.
Okay.
I got really good like memory and imagination, so I know them. And I see them every free moment. I just cycle them through in my head.
Got it. Right now, if I were just looking as an outsider, it looks like you're in the middle of your wrestling career. You're not a youth wrestler. You're wrestling at the senior level, but you still have, world, Olympic, and college wrestling to do. Has your feeling about the sport changed over time?
Nope, it's still one of the greatest things in the world for me. Like, it's a great sport. I constantly I'm happy to see that it's improving and growing. My alma mater at Wyoming Seminary is implementing a wrestling program. So shout out to Coach Green
Hey, one more time,
for
that
getting
froze.
that.
Were you talking about the girls program? We couldn't hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, the girls program at Wyoming Seminary. They're doing really well. I'm happy 32 did the same thing as a girls high school division. So the sport's growing and it's really awesome. And I always I'm happy to see that. I'm always happy to see us branching out and getting more and more exposure. So we need to do whatever it takes to grow the sport. So.
Got it. Your younger brother having a really good year.
Yeah.
Has he been up to State College to see you, or is that?
No, they haven't. They don't have enough time. They have no free weekends. They're always wrestling. So.
And I know that you were out of the house and traveling a lot when he was younger. Are you guys still staying in touch via Skype?
Not really Skype. We we stay in touch,
Yeah.
so it's all good. My family's really tight.
Okay. I was just checking in, like if he's you know in that same frame of mind as you. I mean, do you think he'll be a training center guy or?
Oh, I don't know if he'll go do the exact same thing I did, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll have an interesting path just like I did. He'll have a very storied path. So I'm excited for him. I'm sure he's got you know he's got big goals just like I do. So I'm sure he's gonna do well.
I'll get out of here on this. You've always kind of marched to your own beat. I dig that. You're a real individual. Tell me, how you approach wrestling as an individual. When someone's coaching you, can you listen through your own lens? I mean, tell me a little bit about who you are and how that comes out in your wrestling.
Uh, can you reword the question?
Yeah, as an individual, like a lot of people, kind of are cookie cutters. They go to one school.
uh,
And you've been all over the place and done what's best for you. It was at least from the outside. That's what it looks like. What's the motivation and where's that confidence come from? Is it just part of your competitive nature, or just pursuit of goals, or is it something bigger?
yeah, it's really my goals. I'm like if I'm not wasting time and potentially wasting money too. So there's no for me. Uh, for me, I want to be somewhere
We're breaking up.
where I feel like I'm at right now. I feel like I'm in the place that I can. So uh, I'm really excited for Penn State. So that like they kind of nip that so no one says, oh, he's gonna leave Penn State. No, no, I'm staying here. This is my home. So I'm excited. I'm really, but for like the individual thing, yeah, I do what's best for me. But I'm loyal to people that treat me well. So
Anything else for the Penn State fans or wrestling fans in general? Greco
uh,
fans?
uh, Penn State fans, we are that that. So that might put some smiles on some people's faces. And no, I'm just excited for Paris. I got a bunch of things coming up on my plate. I've got to do the uh, Georgian Grand Prix in Tbilisi.
When's that?
Oh, that's in June sometime.
That's your next
And,
competition?
yep.
Okay.
And then after that, I have the Golden Grand Prix in Baku, and then Worlds. So those are the next three tournaments.
Okay, so you're going to be in Georgia, then at the Golden Grand Prix.
Yep.
What was the last one?
Worlds.
Well, right, got it.
So yeah, Georgia is the Grand Prix, and then Baku, Azerbaijan is the Golden Grand Prix, which is like there's only like one or two Golden Grand Prix a year, so
Yeah.
that's like the big tournament, and then Worlds. So
Hey, last thing about traveling internationally. Do you find it has any effect on you? Have you made any changes?
you got to prepare for it. For me, I try to get as much sleep the week before I travel. Really focus on recovering as best you can, so then your body can take a little bit extra damage because traveling and not being able to sleep correctly, not getting the perfect food, on these trips. You got it. So you got to be prepared. You got to prepare beforehand, and then when you actually land and get to the place you're trying to get to, you have to try to recover as fast as you can. Do all the right things. So traveling is a hard thing, but if you do the right things, you can mitigate the issues a lot. So,
Hey, thanks for taking the time. Good
thank
luck in
you.
your travels and competitions, and talk to you soon.
Thank you.